The Boise sunrise painted the foothills gold, filtering through the library's tall windows where I, Margaret, a 47-year-old librarian, arranged books with care. My hands moved mechanically, shelving novels, but my mind churned. 18 years of marriage to Daniel, a 50-year-old tech CEO, had built a life that sparkled on the outside our downtown condo. Custom license plates reading D&M gala invitations, but inside it was hollow. I'd become invisible, a prop in Daniel's glittering world. Each morning, I brewed Daniel's espresso, no cream, just like he liked it. His hazel eyes, once warm, now flicked past me to his phone. "Big day, Margaret," he'd mutter, grabbing his briefcase, leaving me with the echo of his footsteps. Last night, he had returned at 1 a.m. from a client dinner, his jacket smelling of jasmine, not his cedar cologne. My heart sank, but I smiled, tucking my pain into silence. A skill I'd perfected over years. In our condo's sleek kitchen, I found his phone charging, notifications flashing. A text from Laura Bright, 88. "Last night was electric. D." My breath caught. Lara, my best friend of 20 years, who'd cried with me at my mother's funeral, who'd helped me pick my wedding dress. I swiped, heart pounding. The chat was deleted, but a photo lingered, Laura in a sapphire dress. Daniel's arm around her, captioned, "Our night." That dress was mine, worn the night Daniel proposed under Boise's starlit sky. My knees buckled. I rummaged through his briefcase, finding a receipt from the Grove. Boise, $220, 2 entrees, Pinot Noir. Dated yesterday. He'd said he was in Seattle. Another slip, a hotel keycard, Riverside Inn, $150 night. Jasmine-scented tissues crumpled beside it. I snapped photos, hands trembling, and hid them in my cloud drive. The evidence burned, Laura's text, the receipt, the keycard, the tissues. Daniel wasn't just distant, he was betraying me with my closest friend. I sat in the library's quiet corner, the scent of old books grounding me. Daniel's tech startup, Bright Path Solutions, was his pride, a $50 million empire built on AI software. I'd supported him, hosting dinners, smiling for investors, but he'd stopped sharing his world. Lara, a 42-year-old marketing consultant, had been at every company event, her laughter too close to his. I'd ignored the signs, her lingering hugs, his work calls in hushed tones. Now the truth was undeniable. I called my friend Susan, a divorce attorney. "Margaret, you sound shaken," she said. I sent her the photos. "This is bad. Get a pie. I know someone, Lisa Carter, 208-55-50192. I hired Lisa, a sharp ex-cop, sending her my evidence. I'll tell him tonight," Lisa said. "Stay calm." I nodded, but my heart raced. I needed proof, not just for me, but to shatter their illusion. That evening, Daniel left for another meeting. I kissed his cheek, hiding my fury. "Be safe," I said, my voice steady. At the library, I dug deeper, accessing Daniel's work email through an old shared password he'd never changed. Messages to Laura. "Need you at the gala. Where's something stunning?" Another, Shell Corp setup. "Shares move soon." My blood ran cold. He was funneling Bright Path assets to a shell company, Laura's name on the documents. They weren't just lovers, they were stealing my future. Lisa's report arrived at midnight. Photos of Daniel and Laura at a Boise rooftop bar, her hand on his thigh, his smile intimate. A video showed them entering the Riverside Inn, arms linked. Lisa's note. They're planning to transfer 30% of Bright Path. Shares to Laura's LLC. Your name's on the original filings. Check your rights. I pulled our marriage contracts. My signature was on Bright Path's founding documents, giving me 50% ownership. Daniel thought I'd never notice. I didn't cry. I planned. The annual Bright Path Gala was in 3 days, Daniel's stage to charm investors. Laura would be there, likely in my dress again, flaunting their affair. I contacted our accountant, Tom, who'd always respected me. Margaret, I've seen odd transfers, he admitted. Daniel's hiding assets. I'll help you. I reached out to the board's chair, Emily, a no-nonsense investor. I need a meeting, private, I said. She agreed, sensing my tone. I set my trap. In Daniel's office, I found a USB drive with BrightPath's financials buried in a drawer. I copied it, finding emails between Daniel and Lavra planning to forge my signature on share transfers. I saved everything to a secure drive. Then I rigged a small prank. I swapped Daniel's presentation clicker battery with a dead one, ensuring a delay during his gala speech. I hid a recorder in his office, catching his late-night call to Lavra, Margaret's clueless. After the gala, we're set. The gala night arrived, Boise's convention center aglow with chandeliers. I chose a silver gown, its sheen reflecting power, not pain. My pearls, my grandmother's, grounded me. I arrived late, heads turning as I entered. Daniel was mid-speech, touting BrightPath's future. Laura stood nearby in my sapphire dress, her smile smug. The crowd clapped, oblivious. I waited, heart steady. Daniel's clicker failed, his slides frozen. The crowd shifted, restless. I stepped forward, uninvited, to the stage. Good evening, I said, voice clear. Cameras flashed. I'm Margaret, BrightPath's co-founder. Murmurs spread. Daniel's face paled. This company stands on my name, my trust, my signature. Tonight, I am reclaiming what's mine. I projected the USBs, files, emails, forged documents, Laura's LLC. The crowd gasped. Laura clutched her glass, eyes wide. Daniel stammered, Margaret, stop. Stop, I said, turning to him. You stopped being my husband when you chose her. I faced the investors. Daniel's misused my trust, your money, and this company's integrity. The board has the evidence. Emily stood, nodding. We're voting him out. The room erupted shock, whispers, applause. Laura fled, her dress a mocking echo of my past. Daniel's empire crumbled in minutes. The fallout was swift. Headlines screamed, CEO ousted by wife's expose. Investors pulled $30 million in funding. Laura's LLC collapsed under scrutiny. I filed for divorce, securing half of BrightPath's assets, $25 million. Daniel's calls went unanswered. His apologies were hollow. Lavra vanished from Boise's social scene, her reputation in tatters. I started a literacy nonprofit, Open Pages, for women silenced by betrayal, funding it with my settlement. Boise rallied around me. Library patrons called me a hero. I hired overlooked women to lead Open Pages, building a community of strength. My condo, once cold, filled with laughter book club nights, new friends. I planted jasmine in my balcony garden, reclaiming the scent. Daniel moved to Seattle, a diminished man, working as a consultant. Laura's marketing firm fired her. She faded into obscurity. One evening, at a library fundraiser, I wore a crimson gown, my color, my choice. A young librarian whispered, "You're an inspiration." I smiled, no longer silent. I'd walked through betrayal's fire and emerged, not broken, but whole. Life Solver's lesson at Life Solver. We share stories of resilience. Margaret's silent strategy turned betrayal into triumph, saving $25 million and her dignity. Infidelity affects 25% of marriages, often tied to financial deceit. A sapphire dress and a dead battery changed everything. What would you do? Share your city and thoughts below. Like, subscribe, and join Life Solver for more stories that empower. Support us with a super thanks to keep these tailies coming. See you next time.